So, hola, I'm Pablo Stanley, designer of Blush, a tool that allows people to discover their creative superpowers. For example, let me tell you about Edgar, who's one of our customers, who is a designer at a startup too. And Edgar just finished the wireframe of a landing page. Look at it. Like he's ready to turn it into something awesome. So what are his options? He could spend $500 on stock photos, but well, stock photos, yuck. He could hire a photographer, but that's outside his budget and it's kind of hard right now with COVID. Or he could hire an illustrator, but he's on a rush and he doesn't know where to start. So a wise friend tells him about Blush, a tool that allows him to create and customize artwork. It's like Canva for illustration, he tells him. So Edgar realizes that with Blush, he has so many options in style and themes with illustrations from different artists around the world. Also, he can use this in his tool in context, and Blush gives him total creative control on every little piece of the art. He can test different things and keep iterating until he gets the artwork that really tells his story. Not only that, he can now invite his team to use Blush too. For example, the marketing team on Google Slides, also his other designer who just prefers using Sketch, and the engineer who just uses web apps. So Edgar and his team were able to turn this into this. And all of this for a simple $15 subscription, like Jason said, a little bit underpriced maybe. So with Blush, Edgar got an experience that was easy to use, affordable, and high quality. Usually good products give you 2 of these. With Blush, you get the 3. Edgar is part of a group of users from which over the last 5 months, we have seen a consistent growth. We just hit 50K signups and we project 60 by the end of the month. On our road to success in the next couple of years, we'll focus on 3 things. First, be everywhere. Integrate with every tool makers use. Second, build a strong community, creating the biggest collection of license-free artwork. And then expand. Explore the different things we can do with art and lead the no design movement. So again, be everywhere, build a community, and expand. With this focus, we have seen a consistent growth over 160% over the last 3 months, and our community has just kept growing with over 800 artists on the wait list. And it's not just the numbers. It's also what people say. People love Blush. It allows them to create gorgeous content. Different founders, developers, and creatives rave about it. They tell other people to try it. Our first enterprise account was the Joe Biden campaign, and they love Blush too. See what Robin says. What took 3 hours can now take 5 minutes. We believe that stuff is really powerful. This is our founding team. We met an ambition where we built easy-to-use design tools. And don't worry, we got the blessing from the CEO, Clark Wahlberg, who is also one of our investors. This is our fully remote team, and I'm just super proud of them. I'm Pablo Stanley, and we're Blush. We want people to discover their creative superpowers. Muchas gracias.
All right, thanks, Pablo. Well done. Vinny, do you have a question for Pablo?
How do I stop sharing? Sorry, how do I stop sharing? I cannot find the tool to stop sharing.
It's all right. Well, let's keep going.
Oh, here it is.
You got it? You okay, Pablo? All right.
Hey, Pablo. It's a very, very cool product, actually. So does it mean, I want to understand the economics of the business. You guys create all your own art, designs, etc. Is that something you do? You're not licensing from everyone, not paying any fees. So you basically, just explain to me the margins of this business better. Thanks.
All right, thanks. Alexandra, question for Pablo.
Yeah, piggybacking off of Vinny's question, how are you building the library of illustrations and content for your site? I think that would better help me understand a bit. Thank you.
Thanks. Allison?
Great job. I think right now illustration is trendy, and the examples that you showed, I've seen things like that elsewhere. How do you plan to adjust and adopt to when, visual tastes will inevitably change?
Thanks. Andrew?
I'm interested to know, specifically related to this market, whether depth of creation matters. For example, if there's particular use cases such as creating a website or just doing icons, or what is the key product feature that is being used the most, and where you think that will be in the future?
Okay, thanks. I think we had 2 similar questions. So Ben, do you have a question for Pablo?
I would like to understand the pre-existing TAM between photography, stock photography, and illustration, understanding that you can expand the total market just today in terms of creative content elements, what that looks like, how many dollars are spent on photography versus illustration.
All right, thanks. And let's grab one from the syndicate. How do you pay the designers? Jordan is asking. So try to get as many as you can in 2 minutes, Pablo.
Okay, cool. Okay, Vinny, economics of the business. Who creates the art and what are the fees? So different artists are creating the art. They applied. A lot of them, we actually contacted them. And our first cohort of illustrators, we actually paid them. We hire them to create all the illustrations. And now we're moving forward to something where it allows them to have some revenue share model and also do some upsell. So that's something that we are working with illustrators to see what is the right way to get them to also have some income, some passive income coming from Blush. Alexander, how are you building the library of illustrations? Again, illustrators are applying. We're working with them. We are creating one of the most important things for us is just like creating the community. So we are creating the community of different artists that are helping each other. I'm an illustrator myself. We have illustrators on staff. We're just like helping them create all the systems and just like creating all the documentation and all the learning platform for them to understand how to create systems. Illustration is trendy. How do you plan to adjust and adapt? We create the trends, and that's the power of community, because we're not going to be following the trends. We're actually going to be creating them, and from Blush is going to be coming all of that. Andrew, depth of creation, what is the key product feature? Right now, it's really just like the idea that you can use illustrations on anything. We have seen a depth of people just using it for social media content, for marketing content, but also just on their landing pages, on their depths. We've seen developers actually using it, just using the embed code for actually loading it and knowing that it's always going to be on the best resolution is going to be there in the code without gathering a lot of weight and performance on their side. Also, Ben, how do you pay the designers? This was coming from the syndicate. Like I was saying, again, we're our first cohort of illustrators, we hire them. Now we're moving in towards something where there's a revenue share model or something where they can actually sell some of their expansion packs on top of the illustrations that they already created. And I'm happy to take more questions later.